Disobedience is now in theaters, and it's an independent film that may or may not be near you. Luckily, it finally reached theaters near me, so woohoo! But this is a film that stars Rachel McAdams and Rachel Weisz in roles that are kind of flip-flopped for them, and I'll get to that in a second. But for now, I'll say this is a film about Rachel Weisz, who's coming back to this religious area where she grew up in, because her dad died, and she wants to basically, obviously mourn the death of her dad, as well as get reunited with Rachel McAdams, where they start to have a steamy love affair. This obviously is an LGBTQ film. It's a light one, though. It's kind of reminds me of Carol. I mean, I kind of went into this kind of thinking it was going to be kind of like Carol. It's not as great as that film. My review, I'll put in the link below. That's a great movie. I've only seen it once just because it really affected me. Like, I thought it was a very emotional film. This is a film that is more subtle. Even more subtle than Carol. Carol is a film that literally there are scenes where it's really, really quiet and you have to figure things out just through the eyes of Rooney Mara and Cate Blanchett, which I loved. But this film's even more subtle. It's crazy. There is no spoon feeding in this film, like none. There are even instances where the directing and the editing of the shots have it where it's like it almost seems like something's missing, but it's just kind of not showing what would happen in between. It's just kind of like you have to figure out, and it's like you figure it out, and it's like, okay, this is kind of cool. It's like, it is a smart film. It is kind of engaging. I'll get to that at the end. I think that this film is strongest about the performances. Rachel McAdams and Rachel Weisz, they're flip-flops, they're roles. Rachel Weisz is usually a very outgoing person in her films. Cross that out. Rachel Weisz is usually not outgoing, but in this film, she's outgoing. Rachel McAdams is usually very, very outgoing in her films. Look at the Sherlock Holmes films or Morning Glory. Like, she's very outgoing. But in this film, she is very quiet, reserved, and everything you have to figure out through basically her facial expressions, except for certain scenes. And I liked that. I like the roles were flip-flopped because, again, I know these two actresses. I've seen many of their films, specifically Rachel McAdams. I think the score also, while very subtle as well, and almost mute in many scenes, I thought was also good. The dreary cinematography also worked for me. It wasn't too dreary to the point of where it was like, this is too much, but it worked in kind of showing off the tone and the way the characters were thinking. I liked that. This is a very subdued film. I also liked that in being subdued, the messages might be elusive to some, but I personally liked the messages of religion, faith, freedom, decision-making, free will. It is really good, but it's done in a subtle way. So for many moviegoers, they might not like it if they do see it. It almost was too subtle for me, but not, because I liked it. I also think that although the ending, towards the end, it kind of got a bit messy. When I say a bit messy, I mean, I was saying how it was kind of like not showing certain scenes, but like towards the end, it was like showing pretty much everything, and it was kind of like, come on, but in the end, guys, Disobedience, it still gets a recommendation from me. Like, I'll be giving it a 4.25 out of 5-star rating. Definitely check this film out if it's near your area, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, thanks for watching. Catch you guys later.